Dr. Andy Harris joins us right now. He also happens to be a Republican representative from the free state of Maryland. Representative Harris, we will get to your favorite Beatles song in memory in a moment, but first, I got to ask you about this stunning news yesterday. President Obama, all by himself, unilaterally now decides to extend the employer mandate for any company who has employees between 50 and 99 for another year into 2016. They just keep pushing things back and pushing things back. At what point does this Affordable Care Act start to collapse under its own weight?
Well, the act is collapsing under its own weight. But, you know, the president said he has a phone and a pen, and I guess he wasn't kidding. I mean, he really is rewriting the law. You know, it's not only those 50 to 99 businesses, but he also said that now large businesses, even larger ones, only have to cover 70% of their employees. That uncovers 20 million Americans, because there are about 70 million Americans who are 75 million Americans employed by large employers, and now 30% of them, won't need coverage.
More people will be losing coverage. But Congressman Harris, here's what I don't understand: is there some constitutional expert sitting there in the House of Representatives telling you guys, yeah, he can do this? There's nothing you can do about it. The Affordable Care Act was written in such a way that allows him sole discretion over the law.
Well, you know, apparently what you have to find is you have to find someone to take it to court, someone who has been hurt by these actions.
Someone who has standing.
Well, wait a minute. What about the House of Representatives? I mean, this violates the Article 1 of the Constitution, does it not?
But our understanding is to go to court to have standing, you have to find someone who's harmed by the action. Now, the law is harming people. The president's actions actually help people. This is just a huge mess now. Because you're right, we should be in a federal court making the president, enforce the law as written. But again, the problem is you got to find someone with standing. I mean, it's a lawyerly discussion now.
Well, I get that it's a lawyerly discussion. But when you're talking about circumventing the Constitution of the United States and the rule of law, it seems like there ought to be some procedure where you can raise the flag. This really angers me. Listen to this yesterday. The president, he's walking around over at Monticello with the French president, and as he's walking by, he offers this comment. He's joking. But I really wonder sometimes if maybe he's really not joking.
I'm president, I can do whatever I want.
I'm president, I can do whatever I want to.
No, he thinks it's cool to be president, and he has a different vision of the American presidency than the Constitution has. There's no question about it.
All right, but so here's the frustration that many of us have, and that is these laws were written by Congress and then signed into law, and then they go out and the president has to faithfully execute those laws. He makes a decision to unilaterally change the law and never comes back to Congress to have a conversation. At some point, isn't he circumventing the Constitution?
No question about it.
Well, then why can't something be done?
The question is, what is the remedy left to Congress? And, the usual remedy when someone circumvents the law is you take them to court. And that's what we're trying to find a way to take the president to court. Some people have said, well, maybe this should rise to the level of impeachment, but, this is not a high crime or misdemeanor. I mean, the president is undoing a bad law. It is an unconstitutional thing he's doing, but what is the remedy? Look, this president knows when he said he has a phone and a pen, he knows that there are things he's going to get away with. And the question is it right for the American president to do something that he can just get away with?
By the way, it should be noted that the way he's undoing this law, these are all things that the House of Representatives passed. These are all suggestions that you passed during the government shutdown and were hoping to achieve. Harry Reid blocked it. President blocked it. They were willing to go for a government shutdown, and now they're going ahead and doing all of those delays to Obamacare that you all were recommending and passed properly through the House of Representatives and the legislative process.
You're absolutely right. Nancy Pelosi said that the Affordable Care Act would create 4 million new jobs when it was all done. Well, what the Treasury Department admitted yesterday was that in fact these jobs, and the HHS has been saying that jobs will be affected, that this is bad for the economy. So you can't have it both ways. I mean, did Nancy Pelosi have it right, or did she have it wrong? CBO last week said she had it wrong. These actions show that you're absolutely right. What we've been saying all along is these are job killers. These hurt businesses. These hurt the economy. I guess the president agrees. He's just not man enough to. He's not going to man up to it. What can I say?
Representative Andy Harris, Republican of Maryland, is our guest. And I got to ask you, we're now, of course, a lot of discussion about this debt limit, the debt ceiling that's about to hit us here. And my understanding is Republicans are floating the idea of tying an increase to the debt limit with restoring military pensions for retirees out of the military. Are you in favor of that? And is there any Republican who wouldn't be in favor of that?
When you say in favor of that, you mean restoring the pensions, I
yes,
take.
and restoring the pensions and tying it specifically to the debt limit.
I am not in favor of tying it to the debt ceiling. Look, I'm a veteran. I honestly think you shouldn't put these issues, make political issues of these, and that's what the attempt is going to be. The other thing is, I thought these debt ceiling votes in the past, historically, have been tied with things that actually make your long-term fiscal outlook better.
Yeah.
So find some cuts, find some restraints, find something that will make you less likely to vote for these in the future. This doesn't do any of that. Look, it's the right thing to do, but it doesn't do any of those things. So I'm going to be voting no on it tomorrow. I mean, I don't know where the votes are going to come from. We have to deal with these issues, but this is not the way to do it. I think we should have put risk corridors in. Restrain the risk corridors, the insurance company bailouts, tie that to a debt ceiling. I think we could sell.
So is the current plan to have a clean debt ceiling vote?
No,
so you're going to tie it to the other thing.
As far as I know, as of last night, it's to put the veterans' pensions in with it, but I'm not going to support it.
All right, Representative Andy Harris, thanks for joining. Oh, we're celebrating 50 years of the Beatles here in Washington. Your favorite Beatles song?
Well, I want to hold your hand. I mean, I saw the original. I remember